YouTube, Dragonzord here with a review of the Legacy Titanus from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the next step in the Legacy line. So obviously this was the next step. We've got the Megazord, we've got the Dragonzord, and now we have Titanus, so we can form the Ultrazord and then watch it topple over because it's too heavy, but we'll get to that soon. So this was released about a month or so ago, and it is Toys R Us exclusive, just like most of the Legacy collection, and it cost $199.99. $200. Yeah. Thankfully, I was able to get this guy down to about $145, thanks to several coupons and some reward bucks. That's still a lot of money, though. Is he worth it? Let's go ahead and find out. I do not have the normal Titanus to compare it to. It is in storage and is missing several pieces, so it wouldn't have really been all helpful anyway. But it is a little bit smaller, a little bit more proportionate, but this one definitely looks a heck of a lot cooler. So real quick, we'll focus up on the head so I can move the camera down and pan to the body. I'm recording in really tight quarters here, so a Zord of this size is a little bit difficult to work with. But here is the head, and I love it. It is a great little head sculpt. It does move back and forth here. The mouth does open, so you can go ahead and do that. As you can see, it is all ball and socket joints. This entire neck is all ball and socket joints. In fact, it comes in the box separately. And as you can see here, it can fully rotate and bend and everything, and if anything does pop off, it's an instant pop back on. It's not that difficult to do, and I love this. I had no idea I needed this in my life until I bought it and just started playing with his neck. It's very euphoric, but I really like how it's paneled, so that when it's bent like this, it is all very tight. When you bend it like that, you can see all the paneling inside of there. I think that is really neat, and I'm glad that they segmented it appropriately. I really like that. So huge props on the design of the neck. I just really like that. So there's not a whole lot going on down here at the body, but it is very, very beautiful. It is accurate to Zyuranger, and I am thankful for that. We don't have none of the MMPR lightning bolts or anything like that that weren't screen accurate. This is 100% accurate to the footage, and thus accurate to Zyuranger. So that is very cool. I love that. You've got the Dragonzord logos right down here, and the Z logo right there. You got everything on this guy, and it just looks very gorgeous. I love the way that it turned out. No stickers required either, and I think that's what really gets me. I love the fact that all these details are molded in. A lot of it is embossed, so everything is raised and cut, and it really freaking works, and I love it a lot. Die-cast wise, you have die-cast in the chest plate right up here, which of course is removable. You have die-cast in the claws on both the front and back legs. You've got some die-cast build in the wheel right here to keep that nice and sturdy. And then you have die-cast down here at the tail tip, this gold piece right here. So that is pretty good too. It does cause the tail to droop because it doesn't really lock in there all that well. I haven't had it fall off though. It's just a little droopy. And the chain here is actually a metal chain, so that is pretty cool as well. So that about covers the actual core of Titanus here. Again, the look of the toy is just very well done. So as expensive as he is, I have to give credit where credit is due. The sculpt and paint and structure of this guy is terrific. Spot on terrific. So jumping right into the Ultrazord formation, it is quite simple. Obviously, there isn't a whole lot to do. Raise up this paneling, and there's even detailing inside of here. You've got this gold paneling in there, and then that silver portion right there. So the fact that even the inside has paneling, I think is just amazing. That is really cool. Kind of swing the chain down here so it's accessible. This part right here will fold right down, take off the chest piece and then slide down the wheels. And that will fold forward just like that. You're going to want to take off both of the claw pieces and then fold those so that they are straight. They simply pop right off, simply built on a simple clip system. So nothing too nuts there. And while you're at it, go ahead and flip those gold panels open. Those will be used to grip the chain later on. Take the tail, split that off, split it in two. And what you're going to do is right here, there is a sort of grip slide hook system. I just used several words and combined them. And you're going to want to push that in, slide it forward, and it will lock in place right there. And of course, repeat on the other side. And that is nice and secure in place, so that's not going anywhere. And we're pretty much done with what we need of Titanus. Real quick, while he is here and ready to go, take the Dragonzord chest piece, including the little crotch piece. And this is just going to slide right in here. It's not going to really lock or anything, but friction holds it in place really well. And to prevent that from sliding, I push that a little bit in. And you're good to go here. And then the Dragonzord's tail, that we all know and love from the Dragonzord review, will plug right in back here into that Zord Builder port. So you got that tail, which of course you can segment. I don't think it was ever really visible in the show to know either way, but you can go ahead and pull the tail out and segment that however you would like to. For now, let's just go ahead and keep it straight. And now we're ready for the Mega Dragonzord. Remember this guy? Yeah, he's still as heavy as ever. Now you may notice one small difference. These things. These are small little black pieces of plastic that were included with Titanus to act as bracers for the legs of the Mega Dragonzord. Because everyone's like, oh, he's gonna topple over and he's gonna fall. So Bandai's like, hey, here's these bracers. It'll help. It doesn't at all. Here is without the bracers. There's with the bracers. It does nothing. You could argue it helps a tiny bit. But, I mean, here is the wiggle with the bracer. Take off the bracer. There's the wiggle. It's a very minimal level of help. In fact, so much that when you're moving this guy around, if you'll notice here, the bracer is coming off just because of the wiggle. Like, it doesn't fit. If it fit in two pieces on here and snapped together, that might help. If they were taller to where they could push this to where it was straight, that would probably help. But just these two simple pieces are not going to help at all. So they're pretty much a waste, which is a shame, because this really needs something to hold it together. Because this is just designed really bad. But regardless of the questionable build quality, take your big die-cast chest piece, and that's just gonna fit right onto there. Add even more weight to the sucker. Then you're gonna take your die-cast claw, and that is gonna pop on to this guy. You're gonna want to raise the arm completely straight. And so that's going to latch on right there. And then the other giant die-cast claw is going to latch on right here. And add even more weight. Look at how much this guy just wants to fall flat on his frickin' face. There is like 10 pounds of die-cast up here. And a tiny plastic joint trying to hold it all together. Yep, great build quality. So there is just enough space in that compartment to hold the Triceratops and the saber-toothed tiger. Bring your chain up and make sure you can hold on to that. So the end result should look something like that, with the claws holding the chain as best as it can, which is probably better than the original toy could. And here we have the Ultra Zord. Woo! Lights and stuff. It's really big. And I don't have that much space to work with in my review station. And as you can see, this is what happens. He falls and tries to hump Titanus. That is basically what we get out of this. It's too heavy. It's too front heavy. With the claws directly up like that, you get a very top heavy toy. Even with the claws down, it's still top heavy. And this is basically what's going to happen, because those bracers just aren't good enough. And the leg build quality down there is not good enough. And I don't entirely blame them. They, as far as I know, were not planning on making more Legacy toys when the Megazord came out. So I can't entirely fault them for that. The bracer is gone. It just popped off. I don't know where it went. And there it goes. He just totally gave up. He completely just gave up. So yeah, if you can get it to hold together, it looks nice on display, but you're always going to have a lean. And it just doesn't... The Ultra Zord formation is just really awful, honestly. But jumping back a little bit, Titanus itself is phenomenal. I love the neck joint on there. I love the paint on it. The detail is amazing. It is it meets the standard that the Dragonzord set when it was released. So the Dragonzord and Titanus are both fantastic pieces. Is Titanus worth $200? Absolutely not. I have no idea why he's priced that high whatsoever, given the fact that the Dragonzord, which one could argue is a more superior toy, is only $80. There's no reason for a Titanus to cost $200. There really is not. $124.99 would have been more accurate, given the fact that he is quite big. Compared to the Dragonzord, $124.99 I think would have been fantastic. $149.99 probably should have been its base price. So I can't agree with the $200 price tag. Ignoring the price, there is very few flaws with Titanus itself. Like I said, it is great. It looks great, and I love having it on display as Titanus. Just like I love having the Dragonzord on display as the Dragonzord. Combined, it is an absolute mess. But separately, they're great pieces, and Titanus is great. A great addition to the collection. I can't fault Titanus for the flaws of the Legacy Megazord itself. That is where all the negatives of this toy come together, is for a completely different toy. So I can't fault Titanus for that. So, wrapping up, Titanus is great. Great addition. Love the toy. Just absolutely fantastic. He just costs way too much money. If you do not need him right away, I do urge you to go ahead and wait for a sale of some sort. Like I said, I got him down to $145, and he still felt like too much money to me. So hope for a price drop, or stack up those coupons, stack up those sales, whatever you can do to get this guy down in price, and he's definitely worth it as a display piece. If you have plans on combining into the Ultra Zord, don't. I just urge you not to, otherwise stuff like this happens, and you don't want that. So, regardless, like I said, it's a great pickup, but the Legacy Megazord just kind of kills it all. So keep that in mind. But Titanus as itself is a great figure with very little flaws, and I can't fault it for that. So bravo, Titanus, you're absolutely amazing. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.